Welcome back to another War Within gold making video. In this video, I'm going to show you the top 10 best solo gold farms that you can be doing in the War Within. Now these gold farms are all really good still at the moment, and they'll probably be pretty good all the way to the end of the War Within. So let's start off with method number 1. And that is going to be doing the Darkflame Cleft follower dungeon. So to do this, you are going to need tailoring and also inscription. With tailoring, you want to put 30 points in textile treasures. This will allow you to actually get cloth from humanoids. Then you also want to put 30 points in quality fabric. This will allow you to get rank 2s and also rank 3s of the cloth. And then you want to go ahead and go into from dawn until dusk, and you want to unlock Duskweave tailoring. Now you don't need to put any points in it, you just need to unlock it. And then same with the Dawnweave tailoring also. So to actually do this, you need to put 30 points in the one before it, and then you can unlock this one. So that's it for tailoring, and that will allow you to get all the different cloth. And then for inscription, you want to do your points into these 4 right here. And what this will do is this will allow you to get the Dark Moon cards, which can be sold on the auction house as just the cards. Or you can combine the cards and you can actually make the Dark Moon Dex, which is a trinket that can be sold on the auction house. Here's a macro that I recommend using. Basically what this does is it will allow you to queue inside of the dungeon, and if you jump and then you click that macro, it will allow you to re-queue without actually teleporting out of the dungeon. This way you don't have to basically wait for the load screen. So Darkflame Cleft is a follower dungeon. This is what you want to queue up for. Now the runs take literally like 30 seconds to do. All you're going to be doing is you're going to be joining the follower dungeon, Darkflame Cleft, and then once you enter, you're just going to be clearing out the first room. So all the mobs in the first room, you want to go ahead, kill those, and then once you've killed them, you want to loot them up. Then what you want to do is you want to jump, click the macro, and then you want to jump again. And what this will do is it will allow you to queue inside of the dungeon, and this will save you the time that you would have had to spend waiting for the load screen to basically teleport out of the dungeon and then teleport back into the dungeon. So I'll show you at the end once I finish off these mobs right here. We'll go ahead, loot these up, get a bunch of cloth, get a bunch of the Dark Moon cards. And then as you can see, I jumped, clicked the macro, then jumped again right away, and I can actually queue inside of the follower dungeon. And this is going to save you a lot of time. So you can do 50 runs per hour when you're doing this before you hit lockout. So method number 2, and this is a really good one. So what I recommend is having the Dragon Isles tailoring, and you want to also have 50 points in cloth collection, and this will allow you to mid-max this farm. It's going to allow you to get the frostbitten wild cloth, which is not worth too much, so it's not required, but it will allow you to make a little bit more gold. So the farm is located in the Asia span at this location right here. So this is actually a farm from Dragonflight. Many of you that are like actual proper gold makers, you probably would remember this farm from Dragonflight or even doing it this expansion. But basically all the mobs inside this tree and around the outside of this tree, they all drop the null house special. And this is a material that is used to create a Dragonflight mount. So a lot of people are buying these off the auction house. They actually need 20 of these and 20 of 2 other materials to actually get the mount. That is why these sell so good up on the auction house. And actually speaking about that, moving on to method number 3, this is another one of those materials. And this one is the flash frozen meat. Once again, to min-max, I recommend having cloth collection. So you need Dragonflight tailoring. You want to have 50 points in cloth collection. This will just allow you to get more cloth and also some bolts from killing these mobs, just to give you an extra few thousand gold per hour when you're doing this farm. But the big money is definitely going to be coming from the flash frozen meat. And people actually, like I said before, they need 20 of these to be able to get the mount. So this one is located in Asia Span 2 at this location right here. And at this spot, you're going to find a bunch of mobs. Now they're kind of spread out at this location. You can actually do this in a group, or you can do this solo. It works really good solo if you have a druid, because you have instant flight form and you can just kill some mobs, fly over to the next one, and actually save a lot of time if you are a druid. But as you can see, there's a bunch of mobs. They're spread out, they're inside of the trees, they're on the outside of the trees, Basically, we're killing all of these different mobs. And now that we're level 80, you're going to be killing them super quickly. For an example, in this video, I have a speed set on, so not even 4 damage. And these mobs die very quickly. And you can just pull pretty much unlimited amount of these, and you'll be right. So make sure once you've killed them that you go ahead and loot. Now there's a few other things that you get from here. You actually get a recipe from these guys. I think it's called like the null tent or something like that. But this also sells really good up on the auction house for a decent amount of gold. And then obviously you have your wilder cloth and all the different cloth that you're going to get from having tailoring. These sell very good on the auction house. And then obviously the best thing is going to be that flash frozen meat, which people are buying off you so they can go ahead and get the Dragonflight mount. But moving on, there's still one more material from Dragonflight. If you want to level up your gold making and stay up to date with all the latest and best methods of making gold in all versions of World of Warcraft, then I recommend that you check out Goldcap. Goldcap has over 100 member guides of all of the best ways to make gold, and also we're uploading new guides every single day covering the latest and newest methods of making gold in all versions of World of Warcraft. On top of that, there is live price data on the website. This way you can see if an item is currently worth farming or not. On top of that, we also have complete guides for all versions of World of Warcraft with a gold making guide and also a flipping guide for each version of World of Warcraft. We also have a team of the best gold makers in the game that are going to be helping you out every step of the way and writing guides for you. The team will be over in the Discord, and there's premium channels. If you're a member, you'll get access to the premium channels in the Discord where the team will help you out one-on-one with any questions that you have about making gold. To get access to all of the member content, simply head over to Goldcap. We have 2 different plans. We have a monthly plan, which is $10, and a yearly plan, which is $100 per year. If you go with the yearly, you're going to save 15%. And on top of that, if you want to save an extra 10%, make sure that you use code BUFFY10. Hope to see you over on Goldcap and also in the Goldcap Discord and community. Now let's get back to the video. And that is going to be the 4th method. So this is another one of those materials that is used to get the Dragonflight mount. So the farm is located right here in the Asia span. They're all in the Asia span, so you can try out all 3 of these farms when you're over here in the Asia span. I'd highly recommend trying them out, seeing which one has the best price on your realm or which one you prefer doing, and going ahead and doing that one. So once again, I recommend having the 50 points in cloth collection, which will allow you to get all the extra cloth as a bonus when you're doing this farm. However, the main item that we're going for is the Tuskarr jerky. And this, once again, is one of those materials which is used to create the mount. They need 20 of them, and obviously people buy them off the auction house. All 3 of these materials, the price of them tends to fluctuate anywhere from like 50 gold all the way up to like 500 gold. It just depends on the market. So obviously when it's at a few hundred gold, you're going to make a lot of gold doing this. Like per hour, you can make upwards of like 50,000 gold at all 3 of these farms, depending on the price. But moving on to a different one, let's move on to method number 5, and that's going to be fishing for the strange goop. Now this is a great farm to do solo, especially if you like fishing. There's a bunch of different add-ons nowadays that you can use that makes fishing so easy. I think there's one called like Better Fish or Better Fishing, and you can basically do the whole thing with just clicking one keybind, which makes it super AFKable and super easy to actually do. Located in Zereth Mortars, which is a Shadowlands zone. You do need to have this unlocked to actually get in here. So if you played Shadowlands and have this unlocked, you can head over here. All you need to know is the fishing from Shadowlands. So you just need to learn that. You can have 1 fishing. You just need to have Shadowlands fishing. And you can come here and you can literally just start fishing. And you have a chance at getting the strange goop. And this sells on the auction house for around 100,000 gold. On some servers, it can go for even more. So if you have characters set up on different servers to sell, I would highly recommend posting it on the realm that has the highest price. But anyways, moving on to method number 6. This is going to be another fishing one. We'll have 2 fishing ones in a row here. And this is going to be one that's like for steady gold. You're not going to make crazy amounts of gold, but you're going to be fishing for the albino cavefish. And this is a material that sells really good on the auction house. Not as good as like these other items that we've been talking about. I think it's actually used to make like one main potion, and that's the reason people buy these off the auction house. And so what you're going to do is you're going to head over to this location, and you need to make sure that you're fishing in the pools. You're only going to get these fish inside of the pools, and every single time you catch one, you're going to get one of the fish. And there's always one of these pools up at a time. So there's like a bottom layer where I'm at the moment, and there's a top layer. So once you've fished all the pools at either the bottom or the top layer, then you want to fly down to the opposite spot, and then you want to fish all the pools there, and then by then they would have respawned back at the other location. But moving on to method number 7, and this is going to be running Molten Core for the dark iron ore. So you want to have mining when you're doing this, and also for the blood of the mountain. You get those from killing the destroyers in Molten Core. So you just want to head over to Molten Core, and you want to make sure that you're killing no bosses. If you kill a boss, you won't be able to reset the raid. So you got to be super careful when you're doing this to make sure that you don't kill any bosses. So what I like to do is I like to set a macro up, which will basically just attack the destroyers. They're the only ones that we want to actually kill in the dungeon to actually get the blood of the mountain. That's what they drop from. I think they have like an 8% drop chance, and as you can see, they're worth 2,000 gold, and they sell in the region-wide auction house. So you can make a lot of gold from that material and also the dark iron ore. So here's that macro that I was talking about. It's just like slash target molten destroyer, and they're the mobs that we want to actually be killing. So we've got this in super fast forward, but it's pretty simple. You just run through the whole of MC, and you do all the mining nodes, and you kill all of the destroyers. Super simple. Moving on to method number 8. Now this is actually a really good gold farm. I recently just did a video about this, and this is for the shadow dust and also the time lost scrolls. So this is one of those old farms that these materials still sell like thousands per day, and they sell for a decent amount of gold, as you can see. So this is a great farm to do. So first of all, you want to head over to Terracotta Forest, and this is a TBC zone. You want to complete this quest, and this will give you a potion. And with this potion, when you use it, it will last for 20 minutes, and it will allow you to see the mobs that drop the time loss scrolls. So you need to make sure you're doing that. And where you're going to be farming is just down below where the quest was. Make sure you use that potion, and you can go ahead and you can start farming for those items. Moving on to method number 9. This is going to be a solo dungeon farm, and this is going to be in the Brackenhide Hollow. So this is a super good gold farm. You are going to need tailoring from Dragonflight, and you want to have the 50 points in cloth collection, because that's mainly what we're farming for at this farm. We're farming for all of the different Dragonflight cloth. With the nerf that has recently happened to the open world drops, if you did not know, there has currently been a change, I think about for like 4 months now. You can't like hyper spawn mobs out in the open world. After like a minute and a half, they stop actually dropping loot. So that made a lot of the materials go up in price, including the Dragonflight ones. So this is a great way to farm those materials from Dragonflight to get around that bug while the price is so high. So you're going to be running a dungeon, solo running a dungeon. And the cool thing about this, now that we're level 80, we can actually pull this whole like front part of the whole dungeon. As you can see, you just want to gather up all of the mobs, gather them all up, and this is just running on normal. It doesn't matter the difficulty, so that's why you run on normal. As you can see, we kill all the mobs, loot them up, and we get a bunch of different cloth from Dragonflight, as you can see. And this is currently making, on the US, with the current prices, it's making around like 40,000 gold per hour. And it's a great farm because these materials sell in the region-wide auction house, and they sell very quickly. So it's a great farm to actually be doing. Then moving on to the 10th and final method, and this is going to be with cross-round flipping. And this is by far the best way to make gold in World of Warcraft. What I personally recommend you all do is some of the solo farms until you have enough gold to start doing cross-round flipping, and you can do those two things together. So you can make like your raw gold, your gold from your gold farms, and then you want to invest that into cross-round flipping, and that's how you're going to make millions and millions of gold together. Now, if you want to learn more about cross-round flipping, exactly how to do it, and also get my TSM groups and my operations. I'll have them linked down below. You can get those inside of my flipping guide or my flipping course for retail World of Warcraft. So that's linked down below in the description box. And then the course, basically, the difference with the course and the flipping guide is the course is a video training course, which has over 6 hours of video footage, like video training footage on how to do cross round flipping correctly, how to set everything up. So if you want something more in depth, I highly recommend checking out the flipping course. It's linked down below in the description box. However, hopefully this helps you out with making some gold in the War Within. I know we're getting to the end of the War Within, so some of the farms that used to be crazy good are no longer crazy good. So these farms should be able to help you out and make as much gold as possible. If you enjoyed this sort of video, be sure to hit the thumbs up, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel because I bring out videos every single day about making gold in World of Warcraft. Till next one, guys, take care.